Hey YouTube, welcome back to Military Money Master. I'm Dave. Today we're going to be going over the top 3 military money mistakes. And these are mistakes that I've made. These are mistakes that tons of people that I know have made. And it's super important that we go over what these 3 mistakes really are. So today we're going to be going over the savings account. Going to drop some knowledge on you here real quick. It's like 69% of Americans actually don't even have $1,000 in savings. That's like unbelievable. I don't know how people can do that. That's just crazy in my mind. I know I used to be that way, but I've definitely changed it around. And to think about it now, it's like, wow, how did that happen? The number 2 thing we're going to be going over is investing. I think that people don't invest enough. If you're investing 10%, great. But I think that you should be investing more than that. And then 3, we're going to be talking about living within your means. Live like Warren Buffett does. Okay, Warren Buffett, one of the richest guys in the world. I live like him, you can live like him too. So those are some things we're going to go over today. I'm pretty pumped. This is going to be an awesome episode, and I really hope that you guys can take something out of this. All right, so top 3 military money mistakes. There's some pretty interesting things that go on here. I know personally I've dealt with a lot of these mistakes in my life. It's something that's, I feel like, kind of ingrained in the military lifestyle. So this is just a few things I want to go over, and we can talk about them. And I think that it's super important that we bring some of these things to light. All right, so the number 1 thing is creating a savings account. So according to Forbes, over 69% of Americans actually don't even have $1,000 in their savings account. Now this is huge. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like, why don't you even have $1,000 in your savings account? You know, and a lot of it comes down to kind of an impulsive buying. I think that most people, myself included, and practically everybody I know is an impulsive buyer. You know, you see something super cool, some brand new thing comes out, and you just want to get it. And we kind of buy things impulsively like that. And it's something that I've actually had to work on over the last few years. My wife's been really good about helping me with that, but it's something that I've also had to work on myself. Another thing is, you know, people really get into credit card debt, and once you get into credit card debt, you know, it's just easy to keep using that credit card to buy things like, oh, you know, I'll pay my debt down later, or an emergency pops up, so boom, I have to put on the credit card, and now I find it hard to pay down that credit card. So that's something that you really need to look into, like getting your credit cards and those debts taken care of. And probably the biggest thing here is most people don't actually set a budget, and even if they do set a budget, they don't follow it. And I know that I've had this problem too in the past. I've been actually really good about it lately. There's a lot of things that you can do to help. The Navy software that I've been linking in the videos, there's mint.com. They also have an app on your phone, makes it easier to track. So that's super good way to kind of figure out, you know, what your budget is, how you spend your money, and to help you keep an eye on it. So let's go over the next thing, which is investing. So most Americans don't actually invest, and if they do, they don't invest as much as they should. I've said in the previous videos they should be putting at least 10% away, and I think that you should be putting even more than 10% away. If you can put 10% away into your TSP, great, that works really good. You know, over the life of that fund, you know, you should have quite a bit of money, but you should be investing on your own as well. What this does is it really helps you to determine where your money's going, how the market looks, you know, try and devise new ways of investing. Also setting up a side income. There's plenty of stocks out there that you can use to build a side income. You know, you have real estate investment trusts, you can look for dividend paying stocks. There's tons of ways to make money out there. It's by far the best and most efficient way to make money over the long run, typically, and that's actually what we're going for here. Of course, there's other ways that you could be making great amounts of money over the long run. I mean, if you make Amazon, you know, like say that you come up with the next best thing that becomes Amazon, obviously that's going to make more money than just strictly investing in the stock market. But this is like it. You need to be investing. Even companies invest in the stock market, so it's huge. Also, another thing that don't get hoodwinked by looking for a like a financial advisor or something like that.
you should be your own financial advisor. You know, like that financial advisor, he doesn't care about you. You know, he doesn't care how much money you make. He doesn't care about, you know, how you sleep at night, or if you're a millionaire when you retire. You know, this is something that you need to take personally, because it's your money and you need to know where it goes, and you need to know how to invest. It really doesn't take that much skill. It doesn't take that much knowledge. Doesn't take that much focus. I mean, I do it every day. Spend probably 10-15 minutes looking at the market, you know, checking out new stocks, looking for set prices and stuff. It's really not that hard. I don't think that I'm necessarily that smart, but I've been doing, you know, I think I've been doing very well in the stock market over the last, you know, 2.5-3 years that I've actually been looking at it. So this is something that you should be focused on. This is the best way to get out of that, like, you know, middle class, you know, move yourself up, you know, one more class, maybe upper middle class or lower upper class. You know, even the ultra rich people invest, and this is something that you need to be looking at. I really can't stress this enough. This is by far the best thing that you can do for yourself as far as personal financial growth. Yeah, it's just really good, and I think that more people need to look into investing in the stock market for themselves. You know, don't be reliant on somebody else to tell you all the answers. This is something that you need to look at and figure out on your own. Okay, so the third and final way how to think with your money over the long term. You know, it's super easy. Don't buy things that you don't need. It's really that simple. You know, don't be going out buying that brand new car that you can't pay for with cash. You know, it's okay to buy a new car if you've been saving for it, and you can buy it straight up in cash. You know, like, hey, I want to get this sweet new you know, truck, or I want to get this sweet new Tesla or something like that, and I'm gonna drop, you know, cash to buy this vehicle. And yes, it's possible to have $100,000 in cash in the military and buy that sweet new Tesla. I promise you. Also, you know, don't start spending more money just because you got promoted or you advanced or something. It happens all the time. I see it everywhere. I've been guilty of it too. So, you know, say you're, you know, E6 and you're about to make E7 and you get that huge pay bump. You know, what's the first thing you go do? What's the first thing that most military members go do? They go buy a new vehicle, they go buy a new house, they go buy a new watch, or, you know, purse or whatever. You don't need to, okay? So this guy you see on the screen right here, obviously he's like one of my idols, right? That's Warren Buffett. You know, he's one of the richest men in the world. This guy's worth $85 billion. That's right, $85 billion. And he's an investor. You know, he's been investing in the stock market, you know, for, you know, 50 years or whatever. This dude still has a flip phone. He used a flip phone. He doesn't go out and buy a brand new phone every year. He doesn't, you know, look for the next iPhone to come out and be like, oh, you know, I got to get that iPhone. He still lives in the same house that he bought in 1958 in Omaha, Nebraska for $31,000. All right, 31.5. Sorry, $31,500. He still lives in that house on a daily basis. Of course, he does have, you know, he has one more beach house that he bought for $4 million. But when you're worth $85 billion, you know, what's a $4 million house? You know, that's just pennies in the bucket. He still drives a car that was made in 2014. Yes, it's a Cadillac. He drives a Cadillac XTS, but it's still a 5-year-old car. This guy's worth $85 billion. This guy could be buying a new car probably every day for the next, you know, 10 years and still have tons of money. So what I'm trying to get at is this guy lives below his means and uses that extra income to keep making his value higher. And that's something super important. That's like what I'd say the 99% of the population don't do. Everybody tries to live to what their means are or above them, which is why, you know, credit cards and getting in debt is so prevalent. And it's something that kind of gets out of hand. You know, you don't get rich or you don't get ahead by spending every single dollar that you make, right? Elon Musk doesn't do this. Jeff Bezos doesn't do this. Like, none of these super rich guys do this. And I think that's probably the biggest problem that people have in the United States, especially in the military, is that whenever you get a paycheck, guess what we're doing? We're going out and spending it. We're buying a new car. We're getting cool new stuff for your car. You're getting, like I said, that fancy new watch or new purse or whatever, the only person that you're impressing is yourself. You know, if you buy a sweet new, like say you go out and you buy that brand new Challenger, yeah, it's cool, you know, but who's it really impressing? You know, the person that you passed on the freeway, they see you for 2 seconds. Like, really, all you're doing is impressing yourself. Don't be that guy or gal, you know. You don't need to impress others. What you need to do, put yourself in a better situation. You know, how much better is it going to be in 15, 20, maybe even 30 years when you can buy that sweet house, or you can build your own house because you've been building up that nest egg, and then you get that even cooler car than a Challenger. You know, like what happens when you want to get that Ferrari or that Lamborghini? You got money for it. All right, it's really not that hard. So I know it was kind of a brief video, but this is like super important, and it's something that I think that we all need to work on, including myself, and it's something that, you know, requires maintenance. I have to work on this stuff all the time. So for as far as the future episodes go, I want to go over something that I'm actually working on in my personal life. I'm getting ready to PCS, and we're looking at buying another home. We already have a home, but we want to buy another one. We're going to rent this one out, and it's something that I think that a lot of military members can kind of benefit with, as far as, you know, owning multiple properties by the time that you're set to retire. And we'll go over that in the next video. It's something that I'm kind of passionate about. It's actually, there are ways that you can be very financially well off by doing this. So we're going to go over that, and yeah, that's it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Dave from Military Money Mastery. Please like and subscribe and share, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.